Greetings. Welcome to Monday. I've got so much I want to share that I felt I had to do a video. As much as it looks like a cheesy thing, putting on a video, I felt it's better to say a lot of these things instead of trying to write it down and say the right thing. So firstly, tonight, if you fancy, the weather's getting colder, you need to connect, you need a bit of happiness in your life, and we're going to do a bit of a full moon thing. Yoga supper club at the Dutch Mill tonight at 7:15. It's £22 for your main course, a glass of wine or a soft drink, and your yoga class. So just come along if that's for you, but you need to let me know you're coming. Don't just turn up because there might not be room. So there's still spaces. I'd love to see you. It's a nice start to the week because last week was really quite shite. Sorry about the swearing. Today is the last day of my online 200 hours. So we've got our Q&A tonight for me to catch up with them. There's still time to sign up to my in-person real life 200 hours, which is going to be starting in December, and it's going to be one weekend a month for 9 months. We're going to do it like a birth cycle. So give me a shout if that's your thing as well. We're going to be doing it in my house. So it's a small group. So still a couple of spaces for that. So give me a shout. You'll find all the information for everything on my website. Okay. Today we also had my yoga teacher mentorship, and Wednesday's the last day of this group. It's been a small but perfectly formed group. We've really moved forwards with a lot of their business stuff and really connecting into who they are. And it's been lovely to go through this 5-week process with them. And the next one begins in November if you're keen. So some of it's going to be online through a learning platform, and then once a week I'm going to have a live little Zoom call that you can chat to me and ask questions, and we can connect in a weekly accountability thing. So give me a shout if that's for you. And it's kind of really finding your soul purpose and how to really build your business in that sort of sense. So we've got Torry, my old Torry Community Centre, my live class in real life in Aberdeen tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Abbey Place, I think it is in Torry, but yeah, Old Torry Community Centre. It's drop-in, it's £6, it's very friendly. I love it. Yeah, it makes me happy. So yeah, last week, my astrology teacher told me it was going to be a hefty little beast, but yeah, it kind of got snowballed. You know, as I said, you know, I ordered a new watch because my last watch lost when I moved house earlier this year. And I need a watch because now I'm out and about teaching classes. So I thought, treat myself to a new watch. It's completely still not arrived, and it's not often I spend money on myself, and it's not about the money, but you know, it's somewhere and I've been trying to track it down. So still, yeah. Also, I had really, really awful news about a loved one. Still waiting to hear more news from that, which really it's something that's really dear to me when you love someone and someone's hurting. Yeah, my laptop and hard drive, I've been saving things on my external hard drive, and even though I have OneDrive, I thought it was maybe safer because my last laptop died because I worked so hard. But no, so it went into computer hospital on Thursday, was it? And still not got it back, and there might be issues getting hold of my life's work. So this has been something that I've been really struggling with. I'm having to practice non-attachment, and you know, there's lots of documents there that I really, really need. I created manuals, so many manuals. Everything is in this hard drive, and all my uni studies too. I'm studying a BA in Arts and Humanities, so there's stuff there that I need to get hold of, but let go. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Wait until I find out. Anyway, on top of all that, just after that, someone keyed my car, and yeah, I got a new car. It's an old little thing. It was the same price as my last car, which was a 2.4 children land 4x4 thing, which wasn't a new car. I got an old Alfa Romeo Spider. I was so chuffed with myself. You know, it was something I've always wanted, and week in and somebody's keyed it. Very nice. It was just upsetting that a human would think to do that, but I think they did a few people in the street. And it's a nice street, but and I've really been struggling with sleep because my neighbour above me has started to play dance music above my bed, and yeah, it's been, you know, it's difficult when you've moved from a house to a flat, so I've understood that. The walls are really thin though, so I've been really understanding of that, but it culminated this weekend, and I don't actually have a temper, but I was very angry. I was really trying to sleep, and playing dance music in your bedroom, I think it was entertaining, but I was really not very happy about it considering I'd had a really bad week. So it really like triggered some adrenaline there, and I'm like normally not a bit that, you know, my Mars and Aries really did feel that, and it was like almost like the next day, that adrenal fatigue and also fatigue with lack of sleep. But what does that tell you? You know, like, so basically, like, the things that happen to you, I always tell my students, you know, challenges are opportunities for growth. So I stepped out my own way as usual, realized that people's behavior aren't your responsibility, and it can be quite upsetting if their behaviors are affecting you, but maybe they've got stuff going on. So, and hopefully it was, you know, a one-off, and hopefully knows that I was angry because he heard me shouting to turn the music down. But maybe you didn't hear, I'm not sure, but I've not had an apology, so we'll wait and see anyway. These lessons are opportunities for you to grow. So what are these lessons? What's been going on? Well, definitely the shadow Mercury retrograde's kicking off. Mercury rules my natal chart. So last year I worked with many of the kleshas, the obstacles to enlightenment. I learned a lot. Most of you who know me know that I was misdiagnosed with terminal cancer, and the surgeon then called me and let me know that they'd made a mistake. But it gave me an opportunity to really work with the klesha abhinivesha, the fear of death, which it's still like a collective consciousness thing going on with this, the big C word, that begins with D, that ends with D. I'm not even going to say the word, but yeah, dealing with lockdown on my own. My youngest daughter moved out, and then I had to really change my business from running yoga teacher trainings in real life to suddenly go online when I'm a technophobe. I had to work with attachment aversion. I was averse to online. I was attached to real life, and I really had to change things. So what's the lesson here? Like, what was one of the kleshas I didn't work with? A parigraha. A parigraha can be kind of almost like gripping onto things. It can be like material stuff, like you building, almost like greed in a sense, but you know, the attack, what's most of the things that I was really like worried about or upset about? You know, my car, my watch, my computer. This is first world problems. There's people that are really struggling out there. Look at the poor people in Afghanistan right now, and there's people all over the world that because of this life situation that can't afford to feed their children. I'm an actual lucky bastard, really. So you put it into perspective, step out your own way. A parigraha, I need to sort my shit out and know that, you know, I'm very, very, very lucky. The other issue of not being able to sleep when I want to, at the end of the day, I don't think the guy above me realizes how thin the walls are. I actually get woken up by him going to the toilet in the middle of the night. And that's not his fault, you know, so I've been letting that go, that's fine. But, you know, when they play dance music at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to sleep in their bed, that's not great. But at the end of the day, the feelings that I had, I've realized, I sat with that, I meditated, and I realized that when I was a child, my mum and dad, when they were together, used to party a lot. They were quite immature for their age, in a sense, that they used to bring, like during the week, they'd leave me to look after my brother, my younger brother, and they'd go to the pub, and then they'd bring everyone to the pub back for big parties. And I actually really enjoyed school. I really liked to learn. And then when I was studying as well, I wasn't able to study for my exams because my mum and dad were fighting so much, and there was so much drama that it was so frustrating not being able to study when I really wanted to. I actually wasn't allowed to go to an exam because it was a family wedding, and my dad was too drunk to drive me to my, so there was certain things when I missed exams. I missed having the education that I wanted and needed as well. But I also wasn't able to sleep because I knew if I'd asked my mum and dad to be quiet, there was always people in my room stealing around, taking my records, and it was so upsetting. And I realized, wait a minute, that's something that I've never really addressed. I'd kind of normalized it and thought, oh well, that's just childhood. So I realized that what did I do when I had no control over that? I immersed myself in art, and art was my thing. That I was born with a talent. Sound like a right knob here, but I actually was supposed to go to art school and do a degree in fine art, but my mum left us and I brought my brother up instead, gave him a good grounding so he could go and do what he needed to do when he was older, and then I ended up becoming a barmaid and then getting pregnant, having my daughter. But that's my life path, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm not blaming anyone or feeling sorry for myself, but I've really missed the feeling that I had with painting and drawing. And the fact I don't have my computer, I can't work on my computer, I can't do some of the things I need to do, which is frustrating. And I have got these feelings like, oh my goodness, because I'm not sleeping properly. What can I do? Why don't I get back into my drawing and my painting? So I've taken my easel out. Yesterday I bought more new pencils, I bought myself new brushes. I got everything out and I'm good to go. I feel that everything happens for a reason. The challenges have taken me to this stage, which is a catalyst for change. Everything is teaching us something. So I feel really grateful. So tonight is the Piscean full moon, and I want to share that with you. I love a bit of moonology. I'm an astrologer as well. But Pisces is the end of the zodiacal cycle. So this is the full moon is when you have to let go. You're bringing gratitude in, but it's time to really forgive and let go. What do you need to really let go of? And there's been a lot, I'm not an angry person, but I was really quite angry this weekend with everything that was happening, and it brought up some childhood stuff where I was angry as well. It's how unfair that neither of my parents speak to me or particularly like me when I actually supported them so much, and my brother, and it's like my brother doesn't speak to me either, and I'm like, I actually always have tried to be a good person, and I've never stood up and gone, that's not fair. And I did shout, put your music down on Saturday night, but did that do anything? I'm not sure. But I was like, wait a minute, I've never really done that before, shouted at anyone. And so I realised, oh my God, maybe I've got a little bit of anger inside me. And that's not good, because it can, so I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to let go of frustrations. I'm going to let go of my grasping, my aparigraha. Let's really let go. And we've come to the end of the cycle. This is also a really, really, really powerful full moon because it's got a grand trine, which means it's a large triangle with Mars, Pluto, and the North Node. So this is a real huge drive to release resistance, which allows us to really get back on our soul path. What is your soul path? You can, my Unveil Your Dharma course, which is coming up very soon online, watch out for that. Then you might be able to find out your soul path, you never know. So we've come to the end of the zodiacal year. So this full moon also triggers Neptune. And Neptune's like a Piscean type planet. It's a modern Piscean planet, and which is about mysterious things, spirituality, dreams. Have you been having weird dreams? I've been having such lucid dreams that I'm able to interact and discuss and learn so much. So listen to that. The veils are being lifted, the Maya. Listen to your intuition. Think about the lessons you've learned over the past year and look at what house this moon is in, so you know what to work on in your life in the next fortnight. Mine's in the 10th house, so it's time to look at my career stuff. But in a spiritual perspective. Mysterious and spiritual. Anyway, another thing is Astro Yoga is going to have to be postponed until the 9th of December. I'm so sorry, because I have no computer and all my documents are gone. Okay, have a wonderful week. I love everyone and I forgive everyone, and I include myself.